Welcome back to Alternate Future of the World. Sorry if this is short. And last episode we saw, didn't actually remember. So this looks, I think this is Nigeria, probably. Yeah, and this is a union, probably. And it looks like there's a war over here. So we'll just finish that up with the Indians pour through Pakistan, taking Islamabad eventually. And the Pakistanis are on the decline, being annexed into the Italian Indian army. And for on the table for Pakistan is very hard for me. So please, please, please just ignore that. But anyway, India will be forced to annex Pakistan into that Caucasus. Just kidding. Who are you, some kind of weirdo? No, they will annex parts of Pakistan, and they want to. They are forced to. That would be weird if they're forced to. However, they will annex the south over here to Karachi. They will annex quite a bit of Kashmir. Well, not actually quite a bit. All of Kashmir. Sorry if those borders aren't correct. They're the best I can do. Islamabad is right there if you didn't know. And as well as some minor expansions in this region. And finally, to get Pakistan's coast away, Balochistan, I'm not sure if I pronounced that right, is released under a puppet state kind of government in India. I say kind of because it's not really a puppet state, and most countries, it's kind of secret that it's a puppet state. It's not well known that it's a puppet state because India wants to hide the fact that it is a puppet state. And it doesn't function like normal puppet states. So to make people think that it's a normal government, not a puppet government. India will fully annex Pakistan, its territory that I highlighted, claiming this as the new borders of Greater India. Now, India is in some alliances, probably. Yeah, if we go here, they're in this alliance, which is with probably like the Pacific Treaty Organization or something. Don't know if I created that last episode or it exists now. It's with Australia, New Zealand, Japan, the Philippines, and America. These are all military lines, just you know. None of these countries joined this war because India was the aggressor, but if you look over here, things are getting confusing. I don't like this alliance layer. The next alliance, in the most general sense, to form happens to be none other than the Greater Socialist Pact of Africa with Algeria, Libya, and yeah, just Algeria, Libya, and actually this country all like joining and stuff because it makes sense, and also because these countries have been getting more pro and pro Russia, and so eventually they decided enough was enough, and they formed the African Socialist Pact, which Russia is an observer state in, but I won't represent that. But yeah, Russia, this is a pro-Russian alliance, and this episode we will actually see the most major event in all world history up until this point. So this will take a while, but guess what? War erupts. Guess where it starts. But in a country known for its existence. But Azerbaijan and Armenia, with Armenia attacking Azerbaijan. Now, this might not seem like that of a major thing until you consider that Turkey is in alliance with Azerbaijan, and that constitutes as an attack against NATO. So, all of NATO, all these countries are obligated to join, all of them, all of them that you see here. They are forced by law to comply and are forced to join a war that otherwise they might not want to fight in, as the blue team was destined to win, with Turkey and Azerbaijan fighting Armenia. You know that it wasn't gonna happen. Sorry, Armenia. But yeah, it wasn't gonna happen. But now this has occurred. What happens? But Ireland joins NATO. Also Greenland should be colored in. Yeah. No. Yep, that's right. Ireland joins the one and only NATO. Once right before this actually erupts. So maybe you made the wrong call there, Ireland, but it's too late, no takebacks. Now, Austria is also obligated to join this via other alliances. He's, oh my gosh, this is Morocco, Tunisia, Egypt, Jordan, Israel, Qatar, this, Kuwait, which thus prompts these nations to join. This is gonna be huge. It's the first world war since 1945, really. All these nations are obligated. What's this red thing that Ecuador is? Oh no, Ecuador, you joined the CSTO? Ecuador. I never. Don't remember what the story behind that is, but there must have been something. What? Did their borders change? No, they're just what? Confusion. Confucianism. Other countries that join include India, Thailand, the Philippines, which I'm going to have to color in. Not using paint buckets. Australia, New Zealand. I'm also probably going to have to use a recolor tool to do. Japan, which I'm also going to have to use one of those to do. South Korea, Taiwan. Even Vietnam joins, even though they don't have to. Now, what are the red teams? This includes China, North Korea, Russia, these countries, Belarus. So this is looking really one-sided there. Probably not the best. Other countries that join include this one, this one, this one. Oh wait, no, I'm coloring them in on the alliance layer, but eh. This one, this one, this one. Bolivia and Venezuela both join the fight. Cuba as well, and Suriname, because they feel like it. I believe Guyana is obligated to join on the blue side. All these alliances are kind of hard to keep track of, and now that they've all basically been brought in, I believe every country with an alliance color is now in this war, as all the alliances are connected to, unfortunately, one or the other alliances. So, also Balochistan has to join. I don't know why I said like Balochistan, but now it's Balochistan instead of Balochistan. They are obligated to join. Japan is obligated to join. The DRC is obligated to. So Britain had plans, you know, all those British plans going around. Like what? Well, Britain had plans for a certain country called the Democratic Republic Congo, therefore to join this war. They had plans, and plans cannot be sidestepped. The plans have to follow through, and if the DRC is to survive, then afraid to say it, Democratic Republic of the Congo, but you're going to have to join this war if you're going to want to keep the protection of Britain, as Britain do for something big, something small, something borrowed, something blue. It was. Also, did the oh yeah, the Axis of Resistance. I don't know why I was singing that wedding song from what's it called? The Empire's the Musical by Oldie Channel Lady, but it's just like in my head. Anyway, so the Axis of Resistance, I believe, dissolved, but Iran will join nonetheless until the whole aligned world and then some is involved in World War III. Malta will also join the war because they felt like it. And we will see the beginning of the global. Well, Malta was forced, but we were beginning to see the first truly global war since the 1940s, the mid 1940s. Russian troops pour across the Ukrainian border. Ukraine was able to stop them before, but not again when there's a greater good to fulfill. Kiev falls to the Greater Ukrainian Empire, otherwise known as the Russians. And yeah, they surround all of the Donbass region and begin pushing mildly on the doorstep of Ukraine. Don't ask what the doorstep of Ukraine is. Kaliningrad is unable to fall before it is connected up to by Belarusians and Russians pouring in, isolating the Baltics. Vilnius falls, Latvia's border is taken, Tallinn falls, or Tallinn, or however you say it, and Estonia is capitulated. Troops pour into Latvia, Riga falls, Lithuania is capitulated. The last Latvian and Lithuanian troops are surrounded in eastern Latvia and are destroyed. Russian troops pour into the Finnish. Now, NATO wasn't prepared for the tactics Russia is using, and Helsinki falls to Russian troops who immediately begin working their way up the coast of Finland and enter into Sweden, go sweeping down and taking Stockholm. Countries across the Blue Front are shocked by how fast their troops are losing, despite the seeming advantage and also probably easy advantage that they have over this alliance. However, this is just perceived as early luck, and as Armenia falls to the blue team and Iran is pushed further into, with Azerbaijani and Turkish troops squeezing by and entering into Iran, taking what is known as the great city of Tehran and beginning to push around Iran swooping down and with Saudi and Kuwaiti help, securing a line straight through Iran, looking like this for the poor Iranis. Indian troops also quickly pour in from Balochistan into southern Iran, and Iran is capitulating faster than the Russians and Chinese had hoped. With the Indians, Turks, and Saudis with the Indians, Turks, and Saudis completely capitulating the nation within a year of the start of the war, much faster than analysts across the East and West had predicted. Tunisian and Italian troops pour into Libya, taking Tripoli and meeting up with Egyptian troops, and everything seems to be turning around for the West as Algiers is seized by the Tunisians and the Moroccans. Sorry, I said this episode might be short. Hope you enjoyed. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.